Now that we're deep into the latest season of Fortnite Battle Royale, people have stopped being so distracted by new areas and changes to the game and have started taking notice of some of the smaller Easter eggs that have been littered around the map by Epic Games. New updates always bring hidden secrets to the game, and Season 5 has been no different. So today, we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 Easter eggs that have been added to Fortnite in Season 5. Rumor has it that if you like this video and subscribe to ArcadeCloud, Epic Games will make a reference to your favorite show. So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Number 5. Dinosaurs.
When the meteor dropped out of the sky and wiped Dusty Depot from existence, gouging a massive hole out of the ground in the process, we were all pretty distracted. I mean, a giant meteor had just landed on the map and blew part of it up. It's pretty understandable that we were a little obsessed with it. But as time progressed, we started to notice other things that had changed along with the Fortnite map. And one of those things was a giant footprint that had crushed a house. Ever since discovering that giant footprint, we haven't had an explanation for it. It's just sorta sat there doing nothing. No one has even made an attempt to fix the house that was destroyed. Everyone assumed that we would see a dinosaur update in the future, and it seems that Epic Games have finally added a nod to that prediction in Season 5. The beginning of Season 5 started with even more changes to the map than Season 4 did. We may not have had a meteor destroy the map, but we did have a giant rip in time that replaced a part of the map entirely, and it is in the brand new section of the map that our next reference to dinosaurs can be found. This time we have some actual dinosaurs on the Fortnite Battle Royale map. Well, okay, not real dinosaurs that move about and eat people like it were Jurassic Park. There's some real statues of dinosaurs. You can mine them for materials, but come on, they're much too cool for that. Could you really mine this Triceratops, T-Rex, or Diplodocus for resources? The constant references to dinosaurs in all the new Fortnite updates has gotta mean that a dinosaur-themed season, or at least a dinosaur-themed map change this season, has to be coming soon. Right? I mean, we already have a skin for it. Might as well, put that in there.
Number 4. The ATK.
One of the biggest changes to Fortnite in Season 5 is the addition of yet another vehicle. Remember when Epic Games said that they wouldn't be adding vehicles to Fortnite at all? Well, now we have 2. And the ATK is much more like the type of vehicle you would expect in other Battle Royale games to contain. Instead of pushing it around and relying on hills to build up speed, like you have to do with the shopping cart, the ATK actually has an engine, and you drive it around like you would any other car. There are 2 additions to the ATK that are obviously Easter eggs, referencing both other games and items within the Fortnite game. First of all, there are the Durr Burger and the Tomato Head toys that are hung up from the rearview mirror. Considering that the Tomato Head still hasn't come back from its trip into the giant rift above the map, it's pretty nice to see a miniaturized version hanging from the mirror of the ATK. Nostalgic even. The second ATK Easter egg is clearly a reference to the widely loved Mario Kart franchise, because it uses exactly the same boost mechanics as the more recent games. When you do a handbrake turn for long enough, the tires of your ATK will start to shoot sparks, which charge color as you hold the drift for longer, each one indicating a further level of boosting. The mechanic feels exactly the same as it does in Mario Kart. And considering this vehicle literally has kart in the name, I can't help but feel like it's definitely a reference.
Number 3. Goodbye, Mr. Tomato.
The death of a god is always hard to deal with. But that is exactly what players of Fortnite Battle Royale have had to deal with since before Season 5 began. When the rocket shot itself through space and time, it opened up temporal schisms, rifts that appeared throughout the map and gobbled up items from key points of interest. One of those items was the Durr Burger sign, which we actually ended up seeing in the real world as part of a real-life Fortnite teaser. But the other mascot to go missing, the one we all really care about, was the Tomato Head of Tomato Town. And that hasn't shown up anywhere. Most of the items that were stolen by rifts eventually returned later on at the beginning of Season 5, alongside a whole host of historical points of interest such as the giant Viking boat on top of the mountains near Snobby Shores. But the Tomato Head still isn't back, much to the sadness of all the people who used to love seeing him while dropping onto Tomato Town. As a little reference to the disappearance of the Tomato Head, you can see a sign that said "Goodbye" with a picture of a tomato on it, which kind of implies that the Tomato Head isn't going to be coming back anytime soon. I'm sad. It was such a good tomato.
Number 2. The Racetrack.
Earlier, we mentioned that the ATKs were an obvious reference to the Mario Kart franchise. Well, that Easter egg and reference might go a little bit deeper than you first thought. Not only does Fortnite Battle Royale allow you to drift and boost just like Mario Kart does, if you go to the racetrack, you can actually race around it as a time trial, or race around it with your friends. If you go up to the start line of the racetrack while inside an ATK, you will trigger a 15-second cooldown, and after that countdown completes, you get to start an actual racing minigame. As you speed around the track, a bunch of checkpoints will appear that you have to drive through, and as long as you do, the racetrack will keep count of your time whenever you go over the finish line. What's your fastest time on the Fortnite racetrack? Leave a comment down below to let us know.
Wow, that's so fast, guys.
Honorable mention: working speed cameras.
The new desert biome in Fortnite Battle Royale is an area filled to the brim with Easter eggs and hidden secrets. And in this honorable mention, we'll be talking about one of the lesser known and smaller Easter eggs on the map: the speed cameras that actually work. In the southern side of the map, there is a speed camera next to a police car and a bridge that actually works to track your speed. As long as you go over it, whether you are in or out of a vehicle, the device will track how fast you are going. According to some tests people have done, running past the speed camera will register 12 miles an hour. Using the bounce pad will register 33 miles an hour, and ATK will register at 43 miles per hour at a full speed red boost, and then the impulse grenade beats them all with a top speed of 55 miles per hour. Woo!
Number 1. Cloudy with a chance of Easter Island heads.
The Easter Island heads on the Fortnite Battle Royale map are pretty interesting, and people are already making theories about them. There are 7 Easter Island heads scattered around the map, and they're all facing in one direction. And when you line them all up to figure out where they're looking at, it tracks right into Salty Springs. Why are all the Easter Island heads looking at Salty Springs? Who knows? Maybe it has something to do with the secret hero base underneath the blue house. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Either way, that isn't the Easter egg I want to talk about today. I actually want to talk about the film Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It stars Bill Hader. That guy. Released in 2009, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs followed the adventures of Flint Lockwood, a wannabe scientist who creates the Flint Lockwood diatonic super mutating dynamic food replicator, basically a machine that creates food. And then that food threatens to destroy all life by creating some sort of food tornado storm. It was a strange film. The important thing is Flint's dad. Flint's dad is a man with a big bushy mustache, a strong and square nose, big bushy eyebrows that hide his eyes, and an egg-like bald head. And for some reason, one of the Fortnite Easter Island heads looks just like him. It has the big blocky nose with bushy mustache and giant eyebrow. I guess one of the artistic developers of the game are seriously into the movie or something like that. It kind of makes sense considering a giant burger fell through a giant rift in the sky, kind of like the plot of the movie. Sort of. That was our video on the top 5 Easter eggs added to Fortnite in Season 5. With every season, more and more Easter eggs get added to the game, so it's safe to say that as time progresses, we'll end up finding more Easter eggs in the game. Which means there's another video coming, probably. What do you think Epic Games should reference next? Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Also be sure to like this video and subscribe for even more ArcadeCloud content. Goodbye!